Hello everyone, welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial for this pocket card. And I have a few variations. So these are the stamp sets that I used. I stamped a background with the Sketched Plaid, and I stamped in Pretty Peacock Classic ink. I used the cups and the marshmallows from More Than Autumn, and my cups are also stamped with a candy cane and a gingerbread. And this set does have coordinating dies. And for my greeting, I used a retired set, Warm Hugs. I loved this, You're the Marshmallows to My Cocoa, and it goes perfect with this new set. Okay. So we're going to start. I have a lot of things already pre-cut, but I'm going to show you how to do the base and the pocket. So I'm going to start with an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. We're going to cut the 11 inch side at 5.5. So just like we would make a regular card base, and then we're going to turn this and cut it in half. So instead of scoring it, we're going to cut it in half. And this gives you two bases. So this doesn't open. You could add a piece of cardstock to the back to write a message, but I'm just going to let everything be on my note card. So there's our base. And then this piece we're going to use to make our pocket. So our pocket is 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this 5.5 inch piece. I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. And then I'm going to turn my cardstock around here. And I'm going to cut the length. So this is the 8.5 inch side. I'm going to cut it at 7 1/4 inches. Now, this is going to become our pocket, so we need to score it. You can score at 1/4, or I'm sorry, yes, 1/4 of an inch. So you can score on this side. Sometimes I have some problems with my paper moving, so you can score at 1/4 of an inch and 3 3/4. I like to do this. So I'm going to score at the 3 3/4. And then I like to use this side to score this little portion. I just have better control of my paper. So I'm going to score that at 1/4 of an inch. So you have 1/4 of an inch and 3 3/4. And when you fold this, it creates your pocket. So we need to create the bottom. You can score either side. And I'm going to score it at 1/2 of an inch. We're going to fold this and create our pocket. So you can use your trimmer or your scissors, and you're going to cut along this score line. And then I like to cut this at an angle. This helps it fold a little bit better. Trim that little fuzzy piece. There we go. Now we don't need this section, so I'm going to trim this, and I'm just going to keep trimming. And then I trim this corner. So this just helps it fold a little bit better and line up when you fold over your pocket. So I'm going to take our bone folder and really crisp up those folds. It might be easier if you do this before you cut. Helps you see the lines a little bit better. So there's our pocket. Now, to create our pocket, you want to use tear and tape or a very strong adhesive. So I'm going to put this along here. I'm using tear and tape. You could use liquid. You just need to be really careful that it doesn't squish out, or it can affect your pocket and your note card sliding in and out. You can also use, if you're using Stampin' Up! Adhesive, you can also use the Seal Plus. Just want to make sure it stays put. Okay. Peel these off. Anything that hangs over your cuts, make sure you fold back so all the adhesive is on this side. You don't want any over here, or it will glue your pocket shut. There we go. Okay, so I'm just making sure that everywhere I have an angle, it doesn't have any adhesive hanging over. Then we're going to fold these two up. And you want to fold this over and just make sure you have it lined up, because once you press on the tear and tape, it is permanent. It will seal it. So I'm just going to use my bone folder along the edges, and then I'm also going to use it on the inside. So where I have that edge and it meets the back piece, I really want it to be nice and secure. So there's our pocket. So now we're going to add our bits and pieces. So a quick tip, I stamped this background and I colored it with my Stampin' Blends. So I used light Pool Party, light Cherry Cobbler, and light Pecan Pie. And my pocket's going to go right here. You might be able to see a little bit of pencil line. I'm going to erase that. But I just laid my pocket down and kind of traced around it with a pencil so that I didn't have to waste any ink where it's going to be covered. And then you can easily go in, and any pencil lines that show, just erase those. So we have a 1/4 piece of cardstock. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. Our layer, which I used basic white and then I stamped onto it, is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Then we have our pocket, and then we have some other, this is our note card. So we have a layer for our pocket, and I used the two-tone Pool Party. I'm using the lighter side. So this layer, the pocket, once it's folded, is 3.5 inches square. So this layer is going to be 3 1/4 inches, and that's a square, so it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Then I have some die cuts, and this is a deckled rectangle. And then I have my 2 little hot cocoa mugs here and my marshmallows already cut. And we'll adhere all those together. Now I do have a circle for a pull tab. So this is going to go up here, and I want to show you how I did this circle. I'm using Pool Party, but I didn't have any circles cut in Pool Party, and I had a bunch of these little white circles. So what I did is I took my Stampin' Blend and I just colored my cardstock, and then I folded it in half. So that's the smallest circle from the Stylish Shapes. And that's going to go on here, like this. And then we're going to stamp our greeting, and I have it stamped in Pool Party, and we're going to trim it. So let's grab this. I love this Happy Find in my retired products of this greeting that goes so well with this new set. Stamp that. I'm going to trim it, and then we're all ready to assemble our card. And this is just a little scrap strip. It is 1/2 inch, so then you can just trim it to fit your greeting. So I changed up the color scheme a little bit. We used cherry cobbler on the base, and my original card used pecan pie. Just going to adhere this here. You could use these for all kinds of occasions, anytime that you want to give money or a gift card, or this would even make a cute card for just a little note. I'm going to adhere this piece to my pocket. Now, if you have a pattern, you want to make sure that the opening of your pocket is facing the correct way before you adhere your paper on. And I feel a little glue is poking out here. I think it's okay, but I'm just going to take my adhesive eraser and go along this and try to get any sticky off. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on, and I'm going to use tear and tape for this too. I really want my pocket to stay on, especially if your message is going to be constantly removed, or that note card gets pulled out. You don't want your pocket to fall off. So I'm just doing a strip on the top and a strip on the bottom. You could use the liquid adhesive here too. Again, openings going to the top. Now I'm going to use my bone folder again, and I'm going to go on the inside and really press that down. We want it to stay on there. Now we're just going to adhere the rest of our pieces on. Now I used a white piece. You could use any shape here that you want, just to kind of break up the colors a little bit, because they're very tone on tone here. So this is colored with Pool Party Blends and Pecan Pie. And this is colored with Pretty Peacock Blends and the light Cherry Cobbler. So we're just going to stagger those a little bit and layer them. I'm going to tuck these just under my cup. So these are the little marshmallows for our hot cocoa. There we go. Now for our note card is 3 1/4 inches wide, and this one is 4 inches tall. So if you wanted this to be a little bit taller, maybe you want a little message peeking through here, you just adjust the height. I'm going to add some adhesive here to my circle, and I'm going to try to get it in the middle. okay if it's not exact. If you want it exact, you could measure it and put a dot so you know where to put your piece. This is just going to help somebody know that this little note card is down in here. Now, you could fit a gift card in here, okay? You could put a little glue dot to hold it. You could stuff a little bit of money down in there. I love to use these during the holidays. You could also make this type of card for birthdays. So I'm gonna put my greeting on, and I'm gonna use some dimensionals just to pop it up a little bit. And it's kind of hanging over the edge of my pocket. That's okay. You just don't want it to hang over the edge of your card, because then it will not fit in your envelope very well. I'm just trying to get it as even as possible. That's pretty good. So there we go. We have our cute little holiday pocket card, and we can add a gift card to our little note. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment on the video. You can also find many of these products in my online store at bethroy.stampinup.net. Thank you for watching, and give me a thumbs up if you like this card. Take care and see you soon.